So we're here today at the Buffalo Museum of Science with Jen Schechter, and she's the Eclipse Coordinator. So we're so happy to be here today. But I have some eclipse questions. First of all, is the sun coming in front of the Earth or the Earth coming in front of the sun? What's happening with this eclipse?
So during this particular eclipse, the moon is coming in between the Earth and the sun. And because of the nature of the moon's orbit, this eclipse is special because it's a total solar eclipse, meaning the moon is close enough to Earth and at the exact right angle to block out the entire surface of the sun.
So in 2017, we had an eclipse, which everyone in Western Europe talked about. What's different between the 2017 and the eclipse that you're coordinating?
The 2017 eclipse for Buffalonians was only a partial eclipse here. The path of totality ran from Oregon to South Carolina, and we only had maybe 40% coverage of the moon over the sun. So this eclipse is very special because we are in the path of totality.
So when you say totality, it means the sun's going to be completely covered?
Yes.
And how long is it going to be for?
So depending on where you are within Western New York, it will be anywhere between like 3.5 minutes or 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
And what are we going to see when this totality happens? Are we going to see a gradual approach and then total?
Yeah. So beginning at about 2:04 p.m., we'll be able to watch the moon first start to cover the sun and then watch as it gradually covers the sun over the course of about an hour and 13 minutes. Then we'll see totality for those 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and then another hour and about 15 minutes as the moon moves away from the sun.
So it won't go from typical to 3 minutes of totality. It'll slowly come across the horizon.
Yes.
So that's why people are holding viewing parties, because this will last a long time. Is the Science Museum doing anything special this day?
No, we are not. The Buffalo Museum of Science and Tiff Nature Center are both closed that day to allow our staff the opportunity to be able to experience it with their friends and family. But we are doing an entire week's of worth of activities to tell you all about the science of eclipses and to help you safely view it at home or at the event that you
So
attend.
you're just not set up to have tens of thousands of people come to your grounds, right? So
Correct.
if you're in Western New York, find a lot of places to go to watch it, but don't come to the Science Museum or Tiff Farm that day. Find other outdoor activities. So when totality is occurred, what are we going to see?
So during totality, that is the only time that we are able to see the sun's corona or its outer atmosphere. And actually, we have a painting right here behind us that shows the corona right here on the outside. This black part right here is the moon. And then these are really cool. These are some prominences coming off the sun that we may also see during totality.
And so are those solar flares?
They could be solar flares. They could be coronal mass ejection if we get really lucky. They're just things that are happening on the surface of the sun.
Wow, that's incredible. So what about safety? What do we have to know?
So the most important thing is during those partial phases when the moon is gradually covering the sun or gradually moving away, you need to wear eclipse glasses. It is the only safe way to look directly at the sun, but it's also the only way to see the partial phases of the eclipse because the surface of the sun is so bright.
So don't look at the sun without glasses. Don't risk burning your retinas. Play it safe. And then how dark is it going to get when it's totally eclipsed?
Yeah, so during totality, it'll be about as dark as twilight or dusk.
Wow, that's incredible. Thanks for the effort that you're doing here at the Science Museum to educate everyone in Western New York about what's happening on this historic date. One last question. When was the last time there was a total eclipse in Buffalo?
So the last total solar eclipse over Buffalo was January 24th, 1925. But unfortunately, at that time, Buffalonians didn't see it because it was cloudy.
Well, we're hoping for good weather and we don't have to wait another 100 years. Thanks so much, Jen, and thank you to the Buffalo Museum of Science.